Melissa. In this video, I am going to do something that I love to do probably more than anything, and that is combining the power of more than one machine or printer that I have here to just do stuff that one can't do alone. And this time what we are going to do, I am going to show you how to make custom acrylics with vinyl die cuts that can go right on there. This is so cool. So I was able to cut this holographic vinyl, print and cut on my Roland BN20A, and then I cut the 3mm acrylic to match on my laser. All right, let's get started. Okay, so here we are in Silhouette Studio. I like to use Silhouette Studio because it is what I would consider one of the most underrated design softwares. It's $50 one time to get the full version of it with all of the features, and it does everything that I ever needed it to do and a whole lot more. Things that even other programs like Illustrator can't do easily. So I'm going to use Silhouette Studio, and then we will hop over to Affinity Designer to add the cut lines if you're using a BN20 or BN20A. If you're using a BN2, you don't even need to go into Affinity. You can just use Flexi Designer that comes with it. But starting here in Silhouette Studio, this is my design. It's obviously was just text that I changed the color for each individual letter. Okay, so what we need to do when you want to make a sticker that has a matching like laser blank or substrate for it, we need to keep one thing in mind specifically, and that is to make sure that your original design is sized how you want it from the start, because you need to make sure everything stays exactly the same throughout the process. So if I want mine to be about 4 inches, this is just a sticker. If I want my sticker to be about 4 inches, then I'm going to size it in, I'm going to size it here. Now I can do this exactly by just going up here to 4 or to the, and enter the exact dimension here if I wanted to do that. Or if you're not specific, you can scale this way. Okay, so here's the design. Now we need one thing. I'm going to add the cut line, and in this case, I don't want it to cut directly on the line. I want it to cut a little bit off so that I have a bleed. I'm gonna put this on holographic. So I'm gonna come over here to the offset panel, and I'm just going to click offset. So that offset adds there, and you can see what it's doing. This red line is now the offset. Now, if you want to change the offset distance, you can certainly do that to make it larger or smaller. I'm going to keep it like this. This is not going to be the cut line for the acrylic. We're going to do that separately. Okay, so what we've got here is this red line. Now, I'm going to actually change the line color to something that is a little bit different, not a red tone, because when I move it to Affinity and I need to add the Roland Versaworks line, that's also red, and it makes it hard to confirm if it actually works. So I'm going to change it to blue. And I'm going to group it together. The reason I want to group it together is because the circles around these eyes, the dots on the eyes would move otherwise. So I'm just going to right click group, and now the offset is all grouped together. Don't actually move it. I'm just showing you that. Now, if you do not want these inside, like something like this, to actually cut, if you just want to keep that whole, you can remove that by selecting the offset line, right click, release compound path. Okay, and what's going to happen, I had it on the wrong thing, so I need to cut, I want to select just the blue line, so I've got that, right click, release compound path, and now I have the ability to select this individual, I call it like a little island there, and I can delete that. That's just an option. I just wanted to show you real quick. All right, and then I'm gonna make the compound path again, and we will put it back where it was. Okay, so now I am ready to export this. So in order to bring it into Affinity, I want to export as an SVG. I'm only going to export the design. I don't want the entire page to export. So I'm going to select the entire thing, and I'm going to go to File, Save Selection, Save to Hard Drive. Now, in order to export as an SVG from Silhouette Studio, that is where you need the Business Edition, that's the $50 one-time upgrade that you will want to get. So I'm going to click SVG, change, I'm just going to call this name sticker use because I've got a couple versions on my computer already, and I'll click OK. Now I'm going to launch Affinity Designer, and we will open up that program. Okay, so here's Affinity. I already have this here. I'm going to start a new one so we can start. Okay, so I'll go to File, open, and I'm going to find that file that I just had, this one, name sticker use, and I will import it. Now, this is where it's super important. Do not resize this because we need, again, to keep it all of the same size. All right, so now I'm going to select it, and you can see from the layers panel, I've got layer here, and if I select it, what I have is my offset selected. So if I move it, you'll be able to see. All right, so don't move it. I just wanted you to see. Now, this is why it's important. I'm zooming in on my computer, not enlarging, but the reason that I made this blue is because I now want to change the swatch or the stroke color to the magenta. So I'm gonna, with it selected, I'm gonna click the the stroke, which is the open circle here. From the list of color panels, I'm going to go to my Roland Versaworks contour cut line. And if you don't already have this installed, I have a separate video on that, so just be aware. And then I'm going to click the pink thumbnail. So that is the one, that is the cut contour line. And that's why it's important that I change it from blue to pink, because you can see that if it was red, it would be difficult to know if it kind of took. All right. We're all set now, and we can now export this. So again, I'm going to select it all. I'm going to go to File, Export, and it's going to ask me, do I want the whole document exported, or do I want a selection area or the selection only? I like to click selection area. Make sure it's on PDF. That's what Versaworks likes, and then we are going to export. So this one, I'm going to add name sticker use for Versaworks. Okay, now I'm working on a Mac. This has to get to my PC, so I'm just going to upload it to Google Drive and then open on my PC, and we will go from there. In the meantime, when you are ready to cut your acrylic, I'm using a Glowforge. I'm not using a Glowforge. I'm using an xTool P2, so I'm going to open up that program, which is just called Creative Space, or xTool, yeah, Creative Space. So in this one, I'm going to open up that same SVG file that I exported from Silhouette Studio and that I imported into here into Affinity. So here's this. Let me just resize this so you guys can see. Okay, so again, now I'll do File, Import Image. And I'm not importing the PDF. I'm importing the SVG version, this one right here, okay? So I'm going to click that. It's going to open. Again, do not resize this, okay? This is why it's really important. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that original design. Okay, well, we don't actually need this. What we need is this blue part. So I'm going to delete that. So I'm going to select this, and then here I can click outline. So I'm going to go up to outline, and I'm going to say that I want to bring an outline. Now this one, you can see it's that outer blue line. It's not large enough, so I'm going to increase it. And now I've got what is going to be the edge of my acrylic. Okay, so I'm going to click OK. I actually don't want that inner line, so I'm going to deselect that box. Okay, now I can get rid of this. We don't need this piece anymore. This is what is going to be the acrylic. Now, if you're making this for a keychain, you probably want to add a hole for the little loop. So we can do insert a circle and draw a circle with your mouse, and then just place that where you want it. Now, there's two ways to do this. You can place it on your on the acrylic itself, so it will basically be within. Or if you want to be safe, you can actually do make its own loop. So you've drawn the circle, and then let's put an offset around that. So now you've got this, okay? And we will add that right next to our acrylic, and then we need to basically weld these together. So this is just another option for you, okay? So you would just do select them both and then do combine, unite, okay? Oh, you only want the outer one to combine with it. Okay, so that the inner circle still stays there. Okay, so that's your option. Now you can move forward with cutting this on the acrylic. So what you're going to do is you're just going to click OK, or you're going to click cut. you make sure that your P2 is selected. And M1, which is the 10-watt diode laser, is not going to work to cut clear acrylic, but this will work, the P2. It's a 55-watt CO2 laser. And then I'm going to tell it that I am using clear acrylic, so we will do not white, transparent acrylic here. Okay, and I will have the it measured, so we'll click that, and then we will click start. Okay, and when I click start again, the acrylic will begin cutting. While that is happening, I am now going to switch over to Versaworks on my PC, and we will print and cut the actual vinyl piece on the BN20. Okay, so here I am now in Versaworks. You can see I have my BN20A set up and ready to print. And all I'm going to do, so this is important because I obviously have multiple machines here. I need to make sure I'm adding to the correct queue. Okay, so I'm just going to go to File, Add Job to Queue. I'll pick a queue. And then I have my name sticker here that I have downloaded onto this computer, and I'll click Open. So that is going to open at the bottom of the queue. Here we are. And if I do a right click and do settings, I now have my design here. Again, extremely important that you do not size this at all. You can see the scale is already at 100%. What you can also see, and I'm going to zoom in, I'm not enlarging, I'm zooming in on the page so you can get a better closer look, but you can see now that where I added those magenta cut contour lines in Affinity, that has now translated over here into Versaworks, and that's exactly what we want. All right, so if you want to do anything else, if you want to rotate it, anything like that, cut controls, I'm going to go to, we are going to print and cut. If you want to make any changes here, you can go ahead and do that. Layout, I am just going to change layout to true rich color 3. I am using holographic, but you can change to whatever you're using here. So I'm just going to click generic vinyl, and then I will click OK. And when I do that, it will close. So at this point, now I am ready to tell it that I want it to rip. If I click print, which I'll just click print, what it's going to do then is it is going to both rip and print all at the same time, and then that job will begin. Once the cutting is done, then I will be able to just peel off that sticker and apply it directly to the matching acrylic. And that's it. So if you have a business, this is a way to really excel it, stand out from the crowd, to do something. If you put a laser together with an eco-solvent printer, the possibilities are endless. Now, I am going to link to everything below. BN20A, that's this machine. The xTool P2 is the one that I would definitely recommend for business. It is larger. It has a CO2 laser. It is a 55 watt. It's fast. It cuts acrylic, as you can see, as you saw in the video. So just really, really awesome together. So check out the links below so you can pick up one, the other, or both if you don't have either. And of course, I have videos on other things that you can do with the Roland BN20A along with the xTool P2, because the possibilities to use them together and then individually, pretty much endless. All right, you guys, if you're looking for more tutorials, click the links at the top, click the links below, click the links at the end of the video. If you're looking for one-on-one help, I offer that as well through Silhouette U. We're named Silhouette U, but we do a lot more than that. And if you're interested in just checking out what even is that, exclusive benefits, we do offer a 7-day free trial. All right, you guys, see you soon.